Hi guys, it's Miss Andres, and in this short video I'm going to introduce to you what DNA, genes, and chromosomes are and how they make up who you are as a person. So let's get started. There is so much more to say about this subject, but I decided to start off as an introductory to this topic. So to start off with, DNA, genes, and chromosomes are what make you who you are as an individual. They are the inherited material that are given to you by your father and your mother. So if we were going to look at a basic cell here and do a quick review on them, all living organisms are composed of cells, and there are different types of cells. In fact, there are actually about 200 different types of cells in the human body. Every cell has the same basic parts though. The outer part of the cell has an outer border called the membrane, which contains the insides of the cell called the cytoplasm. Within the cytoplasm is an organelle that is called the nucleus. Inside this nucleus is where something called DNA is kept. DNA, also known as deoxyribonucleic acid, is the genetic information of an individual. The structure of DNA can actually be compared to a ladder that has been twisted. This shape is called a double helix. If we were to look at the steps of the ladder in DNA, there are 4 bases. Adenine is A, thymine is T, guanine is G, and cytosine is C. These bases are known as nitrogenous bases. They are the basic building blocks that make up what DNA is. When we look at a long chain of DNA, if we were to cut a segment of it, this makes up what is called a gene. Your body reads the nitrogenous base letters that make up a gene like reading a book, and can build specific proteins from it. These proteins determine the function it will have in your body. For example, a gene that is red has the ability to determine your eye color or your hair color. When the gene is red, your body can then build these proteins that creates the color of your eyes or hair. An example of this is most babies are born with blue eyes. However, this can change within a couple of months. Or same with a baby being born with blonde hair, and eventually some children's hair will turn a darker color over time. The reason behind this is because of a lack of a protein in a baby's body called melanin. Eventually this protein is built more and results in darkening of the hair, the eyes, and the skin. So to refer back to the diagram of the cell, and now that we know that inside the nucleus of a cell there are long strands of DNA. But really, how long are these strands of DNA? If you can imagine taking the DNA from a human body cell and stretching it all the way out, it would be about 2 meters long. That's roughly as long as someone being 6 feet and 7 inches tall. So how can one tiny cell fit this much DNA in it? Inside the nucleus, there are these units called chromosomes. The long strands of DNA is actually arranged and packaged in these. Shown here is a karyotype chart. It shows the number and appearance of chromosomes in the nucleus of a cell. It is the complete set of chromosomes in an individual organism. In humans, each cell normally contains 23 pairs of chromosomes, in which there is a total of 46 chromosomes in a human cell. 22 of these pairs are called autosomes and are similar in both males and females. When we look at the 23rd pair, it is different between males and females as it is the sex chromosome. Females have 2 copies of the X chromosome, while males have 1 X and 1 Y chromosome. So to review, all living organisms have cells. We are all made up of cells. Within these cells there is a nucleus. Within the nucleus is where chromosomes are. These chromosomes are really long strands of DNA. If we were to look at a long strand of DNA and cut a segment from it, this is called a gene. And a gene can code for a protein to be built that has a certain function on your body, whether that is building protein for someone to have blonde hair or a protein to have brown eyes. DNA, chromosomes, and genes are what uniquely make up who you are as an individual. I hope you enjoyed this screencast video. Thank you for watching.